Hey, so we're back, and we have a serious topic here, ladies.
Yeah, so this Monday, I actually got a message and an email talking about tardy lockouts. Why is it more strict this year? What's happening?
So tardy lockouts are going to be more strict this year. Last year, let me start off by saying chronic absenteeism. Chronic absenteeism is when students are not in class, regardless of whether their absence is excused or unexcused. They are not in class. They are missing the instructional time. Last year, we reduced our chronic absenteeism by 5%. We went from 47% to 42%. We're still in that very dangerous range where we have a very good graduation rate, and that's great. But let's make everything better, like we want to do, right? We want to make everything better. So my goal this year is to reduce chronic absenteeism by another 5%, which would leave us at 37%. Now we're under 40. So in order to do that, I had to go back through the data. We have way too many tardies. And the way chronic absenteeism is ran, not only by absences, full day absences, or by entirely missed not entirely missed absences by days or by period, but also by instruction. So tardies count as that as well. We had, I couldn't even tell you how many tardies we had, but we had done the tardy lockouts for periods 2 through 4 and 6 through 8. And we were seeing a huge improvement, but our first and fifth periods were still very, very chronically absent, I guess you can say, right?
Yeah.
Right. So we have to get people here on time. A lot of kids, especially seniors, have their core classes in the first and second period and fifth and sixth periods, especially seniors, because they have a lot of open periods. And so if math, for example, is a period you're missing because you're not getting in on time, you're missing a very important piece of your life that you have to have. You have to have your ELA, you have to have your math, your science, social studies. Those are things that you have to have in order to graduate. Not only that, we have to support our teachers. It's very frustrating for your teachers when you're coming into class late and or they can't get work from you, things like that. Okay, I understand that things are on Canvas, but they work hard to teach you things. There's a lot of things that you're not going to get just going on Canvas, going on the internet and trying to get your work. You have to get it from the teacher. You're missing instructional time. I'll sum things up for you. Basically, if you're missing 10 minutes every day, every one of your periods, you're missing 13 days a year out of 180 days.
Wow.
So your time adds up. I run attendance based on what's called ADA, average daily attendance, average daily monitoring. We're monitoring your percentage of attendance. So if you are late every period, every day, those minutes add up and you become chronically absent. So it is extremely important to be in class every day on time as much as you can. I know that the parking lot is crazy. I know that North 5th in Alexander is crazy. And unfortunately, I can't do anything about that at the moment. I will tell the community that we are working with North Las Vegas to try to figure out a way to make it a lot safer over there. But unfortunately, I think what it's going to have to do is some people might have to just kind of change in the time that they come. I'm not, maybe the area that you come from, I'm not really sure, because as everybody know, I'm at the buses on the east side. I know that a lot of kids live very, very far, so walking is not an option, and I would not expect anybody to. But I will say this, if there's anybody that's having a hard time and doesn't know what to do, please call me, come see me, and maybe we can work out something that we can do to fix that.
So I kind of have firsthand experience with teachers complaining, especially the first and fifth period absenteeism, as my mom is a teacher here. And she was kind of talking to me a little bit about when your parent comes to sign you in, when it's still an absence and when it's a tardy and all that. Could you explain how that works for first and fifth period?
Absolutely. So I want to support parents as well, but at the same time, since we're missing instruction, and I want to ensure that students aren't just coming in whenever they want to, that if a parent is the one that's bringing them and they're bringing them late, they just need to park. They need to go into the theater lobby, sign the student in. It will keep them out of in-house. Okay. Now, you are still missing instruction. So the absence or the tardy still has to remain on the attendance records. We can talk about excusing them, of course, right? And if my secretaries get a list, they can excuse them. Unfortunately, we cannot excuse tardies. Tardies cannot be excused. There's just not a way to do that. Only absences. And we can do that. We can excuse them if a parent's bringing them in. But you still have to accept that it's an absence because it's missed instruction. If a parent signs you into the theater, you don't have to go to in-house because we know that parent understands that you're not at school.
Right.
It's mostly for students who are or walking or coming in. Some kids, and I'm going to be honest, knew that we weren't doing it last year, 1st and 5th. And so they're like, I'm just not going to go to 1st and 5th. I'm going to sleep in.
Right.
Well, you need to go to 1st and 5th this time. So you're going to be an in-house. I'm not going. I have already told the teachers, you keep your doors shut and locked. You don't have to let anybody in. There won't be any passes. There only will be a pass for students who are signed into the theater lobby by a parent. They will have a pass. They will have to give that pass to the teacher so that the teacher will let them in. It will keep them out of in-house. Does that make a little bit more sense?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Okay.
All right. So thank you again, Ms. Cummings, for joining us. We get to learn about you and your past and what you're doing here now, and the ever important tardy policies here that we should mind, right? Don't worry, you'll be excused for this, for coming here, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
See, I told you, don't worry. Okay, so thanks a lot for coming and being
you
so
for having me.
supportive of the library, and we look forward to having you participate in more events. And I don't want to put you on the spot, but please consider doing a Pecha Kucha. You have so many stories to tell. For those of you who don't know, a Pecha Kucha is a small talk it came from Japan. It's a presentation style, 20 slides, 20 seconds each slide. They automatically advance. The presentation is 6 minutes, 40 seconds, and you're doing storytelling. We had 5 of them in the library last year, just after rolling it out in April.
Oh, wow.
So that was pretty good. We had myself, Mr. Long, and 3 students do it. So we're hoping to grow that. I expect the whole podcast team to consider doing it and to get more staff and administrators in here to do it during lunchtime.
Of course.
I'll go out and watch the students for you.
Absolutely. Who doesn't love talking about themselves, right?
Right?
What do you talk about? Do you just talk about anything?
Anything. For example, Mr. Long spoke about growing up in Saipan. I spoke about my journey in becoming an Italian citizen that's ongoing still. Just really anything. Students spoke about even literary characters, their story, right? The story of Sherlock Holmes, story of, if you don't want to talk personally, talk about characters,
Okay. So it's
your favorite
kind
characters.
of anything that interests you.
Yeah. And no text on the slides, more images.
Are you
Yeah.
able? Sorry. Are
Yep.
you able to do it as in multiple people, for example, or is it just
It's usually a one-person
Okay.
thing, yeah. And it translates to, you could then use it in your classes in academia, you could use it in sales. It originally started in Japan by architects, because architects have such long, drawn-out presentations and a lot of detail, and they put people to sleep. So they came up with this dynamic thing where the slides change every 20 seconds, and it's limited to 6 minutes and 40 seconds. As the presenter, you have to be spot on. You have to know your material, and you have to keep up with the pace. It's challenging, but it's fun. You'll be out of breath by the end of it. So we hope to, that's one of the things that we want to continue here in the library during lunch, Pecha Kucha in the library. Yep.
That's cool.
How are we doing on time? 9 minutes. Okay, perfect. Good way to end it.
Yeah.
Thanks, Ms. Cummings.
Of course.
you so
Thank
much.
you for
Thank you so
having me,
much.
everybody.